TikTok is a goldmine in all my time working on social media. I've never seen a platform where you can grow and monetize an audience easier than on TikTok. With the right strategy, you can literally have 100,000 followers in a matter of weeks. I just grew this account from zero to over 85,000 followers. And I've only posted on it about 65 times. That means I'm getting over 1,000 followers per video today. I'll be sharing what actually works on TikTok and why, so you can achieve similar results, and make sure to stick around to the end of this video because the monetization strategy I share is still super untapped and worth your time. But before we get into all that, we need to understand how the TikTok algorithm actually works. Because if you're not creating content that triggers the algorithm, then you're not going to grow and you'll just end up wasting a ton of time and energy. I see creators and even serious business owners make this mistake all the time. They start throwing up content with zero consideration for what the algorithm actually rewards. And even though the information might be good, the delivery sucks, and the algorithm just never picks it up. So I'm going to break it all down for you because the TikTok algorithm is truly a different animal than other social media platforms. It's drastically different than what we see on Instagram or even YouTube Shorts. And with that, the first thing you need to ask yourself is what's important to the algorithm. What's going to trigger TikTok to keep pushing this out like wildfire? The number one thing I've found that matters most to the TikTok algorithm is watch time. If your content keeps the viewer watching all the way through and ultimately keeps people on their platform, then TikTok is going to reward you by showing your content to more people. You can go see this live in action on any TikTok video by looking at their view counts, and you'll actually notice that every video falls into a different level of views. It might be a few hundred, a few thousand, a few 100,000, and on into the millions. In fact, for the rest of this video, I want you to think of the algorithm like a video game with different levels. Every time you make a piece of content on TikTok, you start at level 1 for the sake of this example. Let's just say that level 1 is the first 100 views. So after you hit 100 views, the algorithm reevaluates your metrics, and if you still have good watch time, then TikTok will move your content along to level 2, which is 1,000 views. If you still have good watch time at the end of level 2, then you'll keep moving along into the next level until it starts to finally slow down. What's really unique about TikTok is that there's really no ceiling for how many views you can get. Even if your account is brand new, this is drastically different than on Instagram, where you could post the most viral video in the world on a new account, and you might still get 0 views, and you'll definitely end up hitting a ceiling, and you can test this out for yourself. Go to your account and look at your best performing video versus an average video. You'll see a direct correlation between watch time and view count. So with all this in mind, the question you're probably asking yourself is, how do we get more watch time? Well, I'm glad you asked. There are a few simple strategies we can use. The first strategy is just shorter videos. If you record a shorter video, then you're going to get a higher percentage of watch time on your video. And if somebody watches 90 of your 10-second video, that is a lot better than someone only watching 20 seconds of your minute-long video. I recommend this strategy for people, especially when they're first starting out and getting an understanding of TikTok. It'll be far easier for you to figure out how to hold someone's attention for 10 seconds opposed to 2 minutes. The next strategy is to understand how people are consuming content. In general, most people aren't just sitting in a dark room with the volume super high scrolling. TikTok, a large percentage of viewers are pulling their phone out while they're at work or while they're in line at the market. And so, a lot of time, those people will be more likely to watch a video if it has captions or text that plays on the screen. These simple little hacks make it a lot easier for people to consume and enjoy your content that way. No matter where they are, you're not going to miss out on those views. And remember, that all contributes back to that watch time factor that helps you move on to the next level. The next thing you want to consider is that TikTok's algorithm is drastically different than Instagram or YouTube. I'll be doing super in-depth videos on those algorithms in the future, but as some of you know, on Instagram, they push your content out to your follower base first to see how they respond. Then they decide if they're going to push it out to non-followers or not. But the cool thing about TikTok, and where all the opportunity lies, is that once you've proved to the algorithm that you're a good creator, then your baseline of views is going to go up regardless of your follower account. That's why you'll see accounts with hundreds of thousands of real followers, but who have awful engagement and views. Because TikTok's algorithm really only cares about how your recent videos have been doing, for them to decide how many people to initially push your content out so you can build that base amount of people that they push your video out to when you first post by having a good watch time. And I go super deep on this within my TikTok blueprint, so you can check that out. If you want some extra help, the next thing you need to know about the algorithm is how people discover you. The TikTok algorithm is going to show your content to people who like similar content. But for that to happen, they need to categorize your page within a certain niche. If you go too broad with what you show on your page and you just start posting about fitness one day, politics the next day, and relationships the following day, you're going to totally confuse the algorithm. It won't know if it should be showing your content to Biden supporters or Tom Brady fans. And if you do use this strategy, you might end up getting a bunch of views on one video. But then when you switch topics the next day, you're going to end up getting no views. And that's because TikTok categorizes your account and shows it to people who are already interested in a specific topic. So how can you help the algorithm understand which niche to categorize you in? Well, you can follow other bigger creators in your space, you can engage with content that's in the niche that you want to be in, and you can use hashtags to target people interested in your topic. According to Cloudflare, TikTok gets more people searching on its platform than Google does, and you can take advantage of this by using targeted hashtags. The next point I want to mention for people who are first starting out on TikTok, or really any social media platform, is that your only goal should be to grow from 0 to 25,000 followers. You shouldn't even be considering monetization or anything else. There's a reason that most companies launch their products for free and then monetize it later on. Remember the good old days when Instagram and YouTube didn't have ads? That's because they were waiting to get a massive base of users. Then they started to monetize with ads and other products, so you should grow your TikTok page using the same strategy. Phase 1 is just growing as fast as possible within your niche. Phase 2 is where you should focus on building trust and community within your audience. And then finally, Phase 3 is where you start to monetize now. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars on social media and tried just about every trick in the book when it comes to monetization. But one example I'll talk about today that works really well on TikTok is e-commerce. And trust me, there are 16-year-old kids make millions by taking advantage of this strategy. For this example, let's say your account is about fitness first. We need to find a product that is useful for our audience. As you can see, cold plunging is one of the biggest trends of the year. Joe Rogan, Andrew Huberman, and almost every celebrity on the internet has talked about it in the last year, causing millions of people to whip out their wallets and spend money. And look, I found this website that's making $500,000 a month from a cold plunge. Now go to Shopify and download the Copy app so you can use this website's exact template. Then use Jasper to rewrite all the website copies so you aren't plagiarizing. This company sells their product for $150. But I found the supplier who you can buy them from for $46. Now you just need to create or reshare engaging videos about cold plunging, post them on your TikTok account, and before you know it, you'll be making money. But don't worry, this method works no matter what niche your account is in. This would work with dog products, clothing, fashion products. The list really goes on. You just need to find a winning product and market it the right way. Now this is just one monetization strategy, but I'll be covering many more in future videos, so make sure you're subscribed to see more.